Gamers, today we're checking third replay in a row. Kino Blues won the giveaway. He is Diamond 1. We're checking Mongol versus English on Dry Arabia. By the way, I just want to say that the players that I get the replays from that submit their replays, they're not whining. I just ask them, what is your problem or what do you think is OP in this game? So his comment is, English trash shooting is overpowered by farm is OP, smiley face, and Mongol base defense is trash. So he's not molding, he's not balance complaining, he just thinks that's the strong thing and he doesn't know how to deal with it. I'm just explaining this because I don't want people in the videos that I'm, reviewing the replays, I don't want people to flame them because, whatever, right? I gotta clarify everything because I don't want people to get attacked for no reason. All right, Kino Blues. Okay, world record. Well, number one thing I would suggest is you gotta move your TC a lot quicker, brother. A lot quicker. You're 8 seconds behind. And every second at the start of the game is way more important than a second 20 minutes into the game. So, the first thing you want to do... Oh, by the way, these are Diamond 1 gamers. I don't know if I mentioned it. So, the first thing you want to do, boop, plop down a TC, send the workers to the wood, send the con... Gur last. Don't worry about Gur too much, and then make a Nubu. Okay. So let's see. Also, try to send villagers to, like, if your TC is here, try to send villagers on this wood, or on this one would be perfect, so they don't block your TC placement. Was appreciating this 3 out of 10 spawn and doubting where to play stuff. Don't think about it too much. Just go for it. That was pretty good, actually. Alright, so what is your general plan against English? I can see that you are going for some wood. Listen. This ain't it, Chief. This thing I just saw? No. You're trying to do fast wheelbarrow, right? So, you got a little bit over wood. You got 30 wood extra. The way you should do it, by the way, it's very easy to remember, okay? First, grab 5 workers, like on start, put them on wood. The moment they chop down the wood once and return, put 2 on food and 3 on gold. Okay, so you don't need to drag all the workers. You just need 3 on gold, 2 on food, and then rally every other worker on food. You can go for a second scout to get more food. If you're playing against English especially, getting that extra food is nicer. But I'll see if you're trying to rush castle or you're actually trying to defend in... that was a misclick, I know. I know you didn't mean to like send all your villagers there, but it's always easier... See, this is the thing. You send the workers first to gold and then food. It makes more, think about it. It makes more sense to send the villagers from here to wood, to food, sorry, and then take 3 and send them to gold. So that's something you can min-max. Also, this spawn, by the way, I don't think is that bad. In general, I would say this spawn is pretty trash, but against English, it's not bad at all. And the reason for that is, you can put a tower, like here, 1 tower. Your TC protects from this side. Your TC protects woodline. It protects this. TC protects Ubu. The tower will protect gold. So actually 1 tower being able to defend all your resources is not bad against English. In general, this is a bad spawn. But against English that's aggressive specifically, this is not that bad. Trust me, it can be worse. It can be a lot worse. So yeah. Okay, you got some more sheep. He went with 2 scouts. Yeah, he went with 2 scouts, you went with 1. Oh, that's so thick. Dude, imagine placing a TC right here with like Abyssin and just vacuuming all this. That is nice. Okay, so this is the issue. And this is why, by the way, English, we reviewed English game last. This is why English goes for 2 scouts. even though they will go farms earlier. Look at this. This is already a pretty bad situation. What's that hotkey where I can select all the stuff on the screen? What was that hotkey again? I forgot. Oh. Wait, it's not this one. How do I select the dead animals too? Control A. Okay, it's not selecting dead ones though. I don't know why. Okay. So he has 14 sheep, and there's one sheep that's dead here and one sheep here. That is 16 sheep. Okay. That is a crap ton of sheep. Meanwhile, on your side, you got 2. And I think 1 is being worked on, or maybe 2. Let's say 3 are being worked on. You got 5 sheep. He's got 16. So this is why, like I said in the previous game that we watched, even though English doesn't need food, if you're going to play aggressive as English, it's still fine to open 2 scouts because you take the opponent's food and then they run out of food. So now you're forced to either go on berries or deer, or go pastures, which slows down whatever you're doing. Think about that next time you play Mongols against English or any other civ. Okay. Aging up. Boom. I see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to put the gold in the deer stones. But this is no longer a buff that maintains when you move away out of the deer stone range. So it's much more important to have deer stones on your wood line than it is to have deer stones on your gold. Just so you know. Thank you, Billy Whiskey. Appreciate it. Thank you. So yeah, I know what you're trying to do here. Try to get a little bit of everything. But right now, the only worker that's going to have movement speed is this guy. These ones will not. So that's something to consider and something for you to know for future deer stones. Not just this game. I think that's in general a nice little tip. Now, this is where, okay, you went with the deer. See? I know my stuff. You got to do one or the other. So technically, this is not necessarily the worst thing, because instead of putting a tower here to protect your gold, you could put a tower here and maybe another tower here, and then you protect all this food. So Mongol is a lot about adjusting based on the situation. So right now, you ran out of food. By the way, sometimes that happens even with 2 scouts. You ran out of food, so what do? You can go pastures, or you can go for deer. I would probably also go deer here, because of the spawn. If your gold was like here and the deer was there, I would not go for the deer, because then you have to protect gold and deer. But I would probably put a tower maybe like here. Here would be good, and then another tower here. It's 200 wood. You upgrade those bad boys, and that's going to protect you from any kind of harassment for a while. And if opponent wants to be aggressive, they got to go rams. Okay, let's see what you do. You go for pastures as well. Okay, Abbey of Memes. Okay, he's rushing castle. Okay, I wasn't paying attention at all to what he was doing. But this is still good advice, by the way. Okay? This is still legit advice. If the English was playing more aggressive or whatever, you could do tower, or you could do pastures. You decided to go for both. And did you have any scouting prior to this? I can't see because the replay is bugged. Did you know that he's going Abbey of Kings or no? Because if he was going... You did scout? Okay. Because if he was going longbows, you would have been in a lot of trouble if you didn't scout. But you say you did. Okay, you got the scout. Very nice. So Abbey of Kings is coming. Do you know what this is going to be? Do you know what this is turning into right now? Or do you have no clue? He's going to age up pretty quickly, actually. I mean, almost a perfect build order from him. He needs more on food. Yeah, fast castle tonight. Okay. Technically, it can be men-at-arms as well. In this case, men-at-arms would probably be stronger, actually. But most people will do knights, actually, yeah. And this is a mistake from him. He should be aging up with food villagers. Because if he ages up and he goes for... no, Now he doesn't have... See, this is why having proper build orders is important. Because he went fast castle, but he has no wood, right? So he can't build knights. So this is what's going to happen. He's going to age up, right? Then he's going to build stables. Then he's not going to have gold. So then he's going to go on gold. Then he's not going to have food. So then he's going to go on food. This is why it's very important to have a proper build order. So you don't have to drag your workers left and right. You want to... Once you hit castle, you want to produce knights, right? So this is one of those things that I was talking about in the first replay today, where aging up faster doesn't necessarily mean it's better. Because it would be better if he aged up 30 seconds later than what he's doing right now, but had stables in place, than aging up and not having any production in place. The only thing that's happening is he's aging up more inefficiently and wasting more resources. Look. He just moved gold villagers there, and now he's moving gold villagers from, or food villagers from here to there. So, something to consider. Alright, so you know he's going castle, you just scouted. You went for stables yourself. I would be very active right now, if I was you. I would be very active, and it's very important to what he is making right now. Like, you should scout around the base and check if it's barracks, monasteries, longbows, whatever. Like, if it's a monastery right now, again, Mongol is a very, it's a civ that's very much based off of scouting. So, if you saw a monastery, I would probably queue up 4 horsemen with double production and upgrade them just so I can snipe the monks, okay? If I saw 2 stables, I would insta make barracks and double produce spearmen, right? You gotta adjust and build whatever the opponent is like going for, and you try to counter that. If you went for like pure men-at-arm, I would maybe go Mangudai, because honestly, Mongols do have a pretty crap response to castle units. So unless you have an overwhelming amount of like horsemen, spearmen, horsemen, archers, if you have almost no numbers, Mangudai are not a bad choice because they will do the most damage to men-at-arms. See, yeah, there's a little bit more efficient way to do this. He's making 1 knight. This shouldn't be an issue for you. 1 knight at a time. Like, if you make a barracks and produce 4 spearmen, that's it. He's fucked. See, these outposts. Now, I want to let you guys know one thing. You know, I always say it's better to build units than static defenses. Mangudai counter to men-at-arms. They're not necessarily counter, but your Mangudai will never get hit by men-at-arm and you will slowly wear them down. So, yeah, in this situation, they're probably the best thing you could do. Now, I always say static defense is worse than units. Now, I do agree that having a tower here would be good. Why not crossbow? Because he's in feudal. And crossbows are only castle. So this tower I like. These 2 I don't like. Right? Because if the opponent comes, he's going to run into the deer first. So he's going to attack your deer workers. If you're going to run with these workers, then you might as well not make this tower and make them on gold. Right? So, in this situation, getting these towers these 2 is not correct. Maybe getting 2 towers here so you can garrison all 10 is fine. But instead of making these 2, you could have made a barracks for the same amount of wood. Or you can make another pasture and went behind your TC. A lot of adjustments, right? And again, Mongol is a civ that is very much in the moment. And you gotta react and build proper defenses and react properly in the moment. But this is not that big a deal. This is just 1 night. So it shouldn't be too big of a problem for you to deal with. If you had spearmen right now, you're going for another stable. If you had spearmen right now, you could just wait with this and upgrade it to spring gold, because this tower is very good. Protects your gold, protects berries, protects your deer, so you can delay more pastures for a long time. He's going at the worst possible spot he can go, which is under your TC. Gets a villager. You should garrison these 2. You should have garrisoned those two, because you would have dealt so much damage to the knight, he would be on like 30-40%. So he would either need to go back to heal, or if he goes again, he would potentially lose it. Okay, so you would just went with double knight. Yeah, look at that. Boom. And you know, if he was on like 4 stables producing, this is pretty bad for you, because you lost so much mining time, or gathering time. But because he's in 1 stable, he did lose 33% of his active army, because he had 3 knights, now he's got 2. So, yeah. Let's check. Okay, you're going for sprinkled replacement. Now, by the way, going for knights like this will turn out better for you in this specific situation, because he went under TC. He could have messed up your mining gear quite a bit and potentially delayed your knights, and that does snowball because he does have 2 TCs. So you are on a timer to do something. So if he went here or here, he would have delayed your gathering. If the first knight went through here, you garrison 5 villagers, 3 potentially die. He goes here, you lose a villager or 2, you're not mining gold. Maybe when you age up, you actually don't have enough for knights. So spearmen are just safe, and spearmen is something that you will most likely be making if the opponent is going knights anyway. So yeah. This is what I mean. Look how much damage this guy is doing right now. Imagine if this was the first knight as well doing this when there's nothing here. It would be quite troublesome. And again, if you had 4 spears, this would be a non-issue. No idle time. You basically, the same amount of resources you would have used to build a barracks and 4 spearmen is way more efficient than putting the villagers in and back TC, getting this tower, upgrading this tower, losing 2 villagers, and losing the mining time. So, yeah. Is the damage really worth the resources you lose by garrisoning? It's not. But if you don't do it, he'll just come back and forth the whole time. So you have to. That's the problem. In a perfect world, you don't want to garrison your villagers. But, like, if your units are like here and he just attacked, technically you don't want to necessarily garrison everything. But if you have no units, you have to garrison. Otherwise, he'll just keep coming back and disrupt your economy. So, yeah. Alright, so this is the classic momentum swing in Mongol games. And this is what happens very often if you play Mongols, or if you play against Mongols, or if you watch high-level matches. This is where you don't have the advantage, but you have the map control, right? Because of the double stone production. So there's a lot of things that Mongols can do here, and there's a lot of things here that you should be doing. So let's get started. What can you do from here? And this is what makes Mongols very complicated, very bad, and very good at the same time. First of all, this Gur needs to be moved ASAP because you're dropping off at Gur. Yeah, you're dropping off at Gur, so this needs to be moved. And these towers were useless, by the way. I ran out of coffee. That is sad. So, there's so many things you can do here. Number 1, rally all the workers to the wood line. This Gur goes to the wood line and get a second TC. Looking inside the mug, yeah, I was like, maybe there's something left. So get a second TC to match the English, because they have a second 2 TCs now. And you want to get the relics. Okay? You want to get the relics because that's the Mongol advantage. You can put the monastery here if you have enough stone to double produce monks. If not, just start getting the relics, because right now your unit count is 6 versus 4. But his 4 are 2 knights that are dead almost, and a spearman. Where's his? He has another unit. Okay, he has 3 knights. 1 is here. So he forfeited map control, and this is how games against Mongols go, right? He forfeits the map control, and right now his economy is growing. So what you want to do is usually get a second TC, Get monastery, take the relics, and start placing towers. Once you've pushed back the knights, get a tower right here. Boom. Or right here. Boom. And start building towers as a pathway in a way to make sure you see the whole map. Because you don't have the walls, you need to use towers to your advantage to gain map vision. And one of the questions that I get asked sometimes is, yeah, but what if he just counterattacks me? Well, if you had spearmen, then spearmen stay defensively and knights go across the map to do economic damage. If you don't have spearmen, every time you move out, you are gambling, or you got to build more towers and more sprinkled upgrades. If you look, these 3 towers right here, they could have been 1, 2, and then on the bottom 3, which is going to give you almost full map vision, and it's going to enable you to be able to see where your opponent is going. And they could have had sprinkled upgrades, which your opponent wouldn't be able to engage in the longest time because he has no units right now. So you would completely shut the map for him. The map is already pretty shut for him. If you look at his vision, he sees nothing. He's like Jon Snow. He knows nothing. Okay? He knows nothing right now. And if you did those towers, whenever you would try to move out, he'd be like, oh shit. So let's see what you do. So those are the things that you should and can do with Mongols. And a very popular push from here on out is going like double stables into knights. Once you see them making spearmen or crossbows, you stop, you transition into improved siege engineering, and you do like a mangonel tower trebuchet push with a crap ton of crossbows, men-at-arms, and spearmen. That is not the standard, but that is a very good transition from it. So let's see what you do. Let's see what your general plan is. Did you just look at... You just looked at step readout and you didn't move it? No! Okay. So what is your goal against English? What do you hit? Well, you can't hit much because it's English. So you either try to hit gold mine or wood line. You ain't gonna hit the farms unless they're... maybe like this villager, right? So you check here. And what do you see here? What do you see? No gold mining. Huh, interesting. What does that mean, Kino Blues in the chat? Answer right now. What does that mean? The next thing I would check here is stone. Because I would, if I see no gold, I would be worried about a keep drop. You see no stone, and you see a bunch of workers here. This means that he ran out of food, and he's like running workers left and right. And what this means is that he's not getting gold, right? Obviously, because he's not mining it. What does that mean? That means he's not making knights, because you need gold for knights. If he's not making knights, what is he making? Well, probably not crossbows, because he doesn't have gold. So that means the only thing he can make, he cannot make TCs, he cannot make keeps, he cannot make knights. He probably cannot make men-at-arms if he's not mining any gold. He cannot make crossbows. So what can he make? Spears and longbows. What do you do against spears? You stop making knights. You can keep making lancers, by the way. It's not necessarily wrong. You can still use them for raiding. But you need to start thinking that he's making spears, perhaps longbows. Although you see that he has Abu memes. So the only unit he can make right now is horsemen spearmen. And you need to slowly think how you're going to counter that. Horsemen, but no one's gonna go knights into horsemen against lancers. That's just shooting yourself in the dick. So you do a raid here. This is very good information. You're getting very good info. You're doing good scouting. You see 3 knights. You should know that he should have 3 more knights at this point. He aged up at 8 minutes, and in 5 minutes he's got 3 knights. I think you killed 2. Right? Clearly doing something else. Okay. One thing, like I said, you can do way better is start pushing with towers, start securing. Because right now, he can send the 3 knights across the map, and you would have no clue about it. What is this? Gur. Okay, monastery is up. Should start that ASAP. Okay, what do you do again? Okay, good. You're raiding at the right spots. You're checking the gold again. No gold. That's where you're saying, no gold. Interesting. Fuck you, villagers and wood. Nice little double raid. Very good raid. Poggers in the chat for the raiding. Very nice. Very nice. Losing 3 lancers. Not very nice. But you did kill some villagers. Almost equalizing the economy. 46 versus 43. That is good, considering you're on 1 TC. If you had another TC at this point... if you don't build a second TC, by the way, you're putting yourself in an all-in position. So just so you know, if you built another TC, you would be in a very good lead right now, because you're both on 2 TCs and you're killing villagers and you have the map control, so you're winning. Right now you're building barracks first, so you're putting yourself in a position where you have to end the game somewhat soon, or his villager count will just overwhelm you. You go here, you see a shit ton of farms. It's very weird he's not collecting gold, by the way, I just want to say that. Like, I understand he wants to produce spearmen and horsemen, but it is still weird. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. Losing 2 lancers, not very nice. Imagine if they're spearmen. Okay, they're spearmen now. Nothing wrong, by the way, with putting like 2 spearmen here. Just leave him AFK. This tower can be way more offensive. You know that his whole army is here. You've seen it multiple times. Nothing wrong with putting a tower way closer. You're collecting relics. This can be repositioned to be closer. You do want to have this upgrade at this point. The superior mobility. So everything you're doing, by the way, is correct. It's just all a bit delayed. Everything can be done a little bit quicker. But your general idea is correct of gameplay. Now, what I would do in this situation, if I were you, if I see this production, he's going heavy, just spearman, man-at-arm, horseman, knight, right? That's the unit comp he's going for. I would just do a mass spearman, some man-at-arm to tank, if you want to, but technically you can just get away with spearman and go pure crossbow. Like, spearman, pure crossbow would mow this down with the support of towers, and you can continue making knights to raid whenever you can. Like, these knights should be active. They should not be here. They should go again. Look at this. Free. This is too slow to defend him. And he has no vision, and you know that he has no vision because you saw that he has no towers around his base. So yeah, this tower could be more forward. This tower could have been done by now. Could have been done a lot earlier. What you can also do is do something that I do quite frequently. Is you could also capture the sacred sites immediately and put 1 tower per sacred site and raid the opponent at the same time while having sprinkled towers at each sacred site and forcing sacred site win. So you're forcing him to panic and forcing him to move out on the map while you're raiding him. Why crossbow instead of archer? Because archers don't counter men-at-arms or knights. Crossbows counter men-at-arms and knights, and they will do really well against spearmen and horsemen as well. Obviously, crossbows versus horsemen, they will lose, but you have spearmen to help them. Your general idea is very good, by the way, of what you're supposed to do. It's just the order of it, or maybe the speed of it is a little off, but you're doing stuff what you're supposed to do, which means that you can get higher rank a lot easier than maybe your average diamond player, because a lot of the players in diamond are playing well mechanically, but they have no clue what they're doing. They don't really know what they're supposed to do, right? Which, if you don't know how to play your civ or how to play your matchup, it might take longer to learn, which is not necessarily a problem, but it will take longer to learn. These are the things that you're doing wrong are very easy to fix, right? Like if I tell you, okay, when you age up, get an instant monastery and work towards second TC, this isn't something that you're gonna work for weeks, right? This is something you can play next game and do it in. So it's something that's very fixable, and the fact that you're raiding and you're raiding correct resources against English that requires unique kind of raiding and approach is very good. I don't like the towers though. You just built another tower here. Again, you could have had 4 towers on the map right now. Your map could have been fully revealed like this already. A really good Mongol player, like honestly the difference between good and bad Mongol player, a good Mongol player will feel like you cannot leave your base, or you're about to lose workers, or you can't push anywhere because there's towers everywhere. Again, this tower, it's good, but it's about to die because it's late. Right now, you should slowly start getting worried for this amount of spearmen because you do not have crossbows and you're still producing knights into spearmen. See? He's pushing you. Archer rangers are there, but a little late. Towers are being lost because you are getting pushed. And you're not able... See, second TC. Again, you're doing everything right. It just... It could be a little bit faster, right? So everything I said that you should do, you are doing it, but a bit delayed, which is a very good sign. This is my favorite part of the replay. This is my favorite part of the replay. The fact that you got 3 towers here to protect these villagers and you still lost all of them. That's the best part. And I don't say this to make fun of you, but I just find it funny. Yeah, built all the towers but forgot the garrison. Yeah. Yeah, and suddenly you had map control. You had everything in your favor. But suddenly you lost the map control and you're about to lose the game. Look at your vision now. You're the English now. You see now, you're Jon Snow now. By the way, men-at-arms in this situation is also okay, but I prefer spearmen against spearmen horsemen because men-at-arms will actually beat out both spearmen and horsemen. But they will not kill horsemen fast enough, and horsemen will kill your crossbows. So spearmen will trade evenly against spearmen, but they will destroy horsemen, and then your longbows will destroy everything. See, the moment you got some crossbows, easily push back. Eco upgrades. You could have gotten eco upgrades, especially because you do have trapped on a gold. So yeah, so this guy's just gonna overwhelm you now. He's just mass producing. He's going for quantity over quality, and because his economy is better, he will win with it. Even if he trades worse at this point, you did not secure the map, and he will overwhelm you. It doesn't matter if you kill units here and there, you ain't gonna win from here on out. Unless he fucks up in a major way. See, like most other civs, like let's say you're China, and he does this. You do like a stone wall here. Right, from here to here. From here to here. From here to here, here to here. And then you push through the middle, and you force your opponent to engage your army. Right? Because your army is stronger. But he's not gonna engage your army. Look. He's just gonna run around, he's gonna fuck around, and a worker here and there, and you will lose. See? Loses 4 horsemen, kills the tower. You gotta repair. Also, you're running out of wood, so you're gonna have to go here, so you're opening yourself up more. Boom, this goes down. It's just the beginning of the end. you're gonna be dying for the next 10 minutes here, with not much chance of recovery. Like, the moment I saw, by the way, that you are still making lancers, that the transition is a bit slow in our archer ranges, and when I saw him massing barracks and stables, I knew that this is coming, that he will just overwhelm you. Because if you look, how many production buildings does he have? Does he only have 3 barracks? He has 11 production buildings, pumping. By the way, he's not even fully producing, but he is pumping. Meanwhile, on the other side, you have 7, right? So he has 3 production buildings more. But it's not enough because he already has way more. Another thing, by the way, it's become meta recently, which I'm sure you've seen if you watch tournaments, which I'm assuming you do because you watch my stream. You could have also double produced monks. Double produced monk against this would be incredibly, incredibly strong. Okay? So look at your gold. Mongols often have too much gold, especially if you're going to go for crossbow spearmen. You could produce double monks here and get herbal medicine. It will be so, so good. Because these units, they're trash units that deal very low DPS, but they will just win in mass. But if you have monks, trust me, these units cannot out DPS. They're not monks, they're shamans. They're not going to DPS shamans healing with herbal medicine. So you would get way more sustain in your army. You will still have the issue of him running by everywhere, but that is the issue of not securing the map earlier, not the unit comp. And like I said, this is just quantity over quality now. Technically, you are beating his army, right? You are winning here, but you're actually losing because your economy is worse. He's trading way worse here, like you're farming these units. But again, he's not interested in that. He's just gonna make you run around. It's a losing game from this point on. Eventually he's gonna catch your longbows, he's gonna kill a couple. And that's it. So look at it this way. You won every fight, but you lost the game. And that is economy in AoE 4. Gets Imperial. And you are dead. This is a very good game to show. I'm very glad you chose this game. There's a lot to learn from this game, and yeah. That's just GG from here. I think that the game right now, he is 40 workers ahead. The game is at a point where I don't think it matters what you do. It's incredibly hard to stop English with 61 workers on farm at this point. Incredibly hard. Also, you don't have blacksmith. That is a good point. Oh no, you do. It does. Never mind. How about? So yeah, I think this was a great game to show. Like I said, I'm glad you chose this one. There's a lot to learn. So to answer your question that you have asked recently, that you have added as a note. English trash, unit powered by farm is OP, and Mongols base defense is trash. Mongols base defense is trash, but if you're in a situation where you have to stay in your base as Mongols and defend, you already lost the game before then. So yes, Mongol base defense is trash, but Mongol base defense is offense. And Mongol defense, when you're putting offensive towers and containing your opponent, is very good. And it's one of the very few civs that can do that. You basically want to defend yourself by being aggressive on the opponent. Yeah, TLDR, do everything a little bit faster. Put towers to act as your early warning signs against your opponent raids. And whenever opponent is approaching your tower, you see it, just engage him with your knights in the range of Springall towers. Most of your opponents will not be fighting there, and he will be pulling back and run away. But whether it's English farms or any other civ farm, or civ that had that many farms, you would have still been in a bad situation and you would have lost the game. Because that's the point of the game where, like I said, quantity just beats quality. Keynote, thank you for submitting the replay. If you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you learned something new today. I will be doing more of these in the future. For the Twitch chat, I know that I'm about to get a lot of whispers on Discord and Twitch and people asking in Twitch chat, can you review my game next? Not now, probably not tomorrow, probably not day after, but when I do this next time, I will let you guys know so that everyone can join in the giveaway. It's free. Anyone can join as long as you're online on Twitch when I'm doing it. You can join and maybe you'll win as well. As to when am I doing the next one, I have a date announcement for that. I have no clue. I'll do it when I need YouTube content. I'll do it when I feel like it. I do it when I got time, and I do it when I feel like it. So I don't know. I'm sorry I can't be more precise with the date. If you're watching this on YouTube, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned something new today. If you're watching on Twitch, let's keep going. Boom.